Right now on Upfront.
Decisive win.
We did it, Wisconsin!
Chris Taylor sails to victory, expanding and cementing the Wisconsin Supreme Court's liberal majority for years to come.
For about a decade, we have been fighting tirelessly.
Now the fallout.
We have a lot of races this year. We have a whole schedule of November races.
This Sunday, Brad Schimmel is here. Now the first assistant U.S. attorney in the Eastern District, the former state Supreme Court candidate himself.
Do you feel any pressure from the president to go in one direction or another?
And now his first interview since the new appointment from Pam Bondi. Fired.
And we made a difficult decision for the right reasons, and we stand by it.
The UW Board of Regents firing the UW system president Jay Rothman. The drama moving to the state capitol, and the regents appointed by Governor Evers.
The Senate has a constitutional role in affirming regents, and that authority exists for a reason.
And now Jay Rothman is here, his first TV interview.
Going forward, the Board of Regents has to be functional.
Just hours after being ousted.
This is Upfront with Jaron Jordan and political director Matt Smith.
Hi, everyone. Thanks for joining us. A lot to get to this Sunday. First, that big win for Chris Taylor, expanding and securing the Wisconsin Supreme Court's liberal majority now for years to come. Taylor beating Maria Lazar by some 20 points Tuesday, now set to replace retiring Justice Rebecca Bradley in August, and expanding the court's liberal majority from 4-3 to 5-2.
Tonight, the people of Wisconsin stood up for our rights and freedoms, our democracy, our elections, and a strong state Supreme Court that will protect the independence of our beloved state.
Taylor marks the fourth win in a row for liberals on the high court. With that, let's bring in Brad Schimmel, the current first assistant U.S. attorney, the former Supreme Court candidate. Brad, good to see you. Welcome back to the show.
Thanks, Matt.
We'll get to your current role in a second. First, I'd love your thoughts on what we saw Tuesday night with the state Supreme Court race and those results. I mean, what happened? A 20-point spread.
Well, first off, Judge Lazar handled herself with grace, and it takes some courage to stand up and accept that. I've been there. It is it's the most devastating moment. You put your whole heart, everything, your family, you set all of that aside to go campaign hard, and it's tough. It's tough, and she really handled herself well, and that's so critical because the voters in our state need to see that. They need to see that you accept the results of an election, you move on. It's a peaceful process. I'm proud of Judge Lazar for how she handled herself.
You were in this position a year ago. You were part of the most high-profile, most expensive state court race in the nation's history. It was unprecedented. You lost by 10. Maria Lazar lost by 20. What is happening in these spring elections?
You know, this time around, the money was really, really off. I don't know that Judge Lazar had a single TV commercial. I didn't see any. You know, she was outspent 10-1. You're not going to do it. Nowadays, it's not enough to just go have meet and greets in Eau Claire and Superior and Green Bay and all those things. It's not enough. You have to mass communicate, and Judge Lazar had no money to do that.
You had money in the race, money backing you last year. Is there also a messaging problem for conservative candidates as we look forward now?
Well, let's talk about the money a little bit here.
Yeah.
You know, Wisconsin has, I think, a terrible law that permits any donor to give unlimited amounts of money to a political party, and that political party can pass that money on to candidates directly. It's a terrible law. Now, I used it, of course, last year because I had to. We saw with Dan Kelly, he said he wouldn't take those contributions, and he got wildly outspent. I knew I had to do that.
You don't like the law. It was ushered in by Republicans and former Governor Walker.
I think it was a terrible decision, and I hope somebody undoes it.
Let's talk about your current role. First U.S. Assistant U.S. Attorney here in the Eastern District in Milwaukee. Former Attorney General Pam Bondi appointed you to this new title after the interim post as U.S. Attorney expired. So walk us through, are you essentially the U.S. Attorney here in the Eastern District?
Yes, I have everything but the title. There are a few glitches, a couple things that You have to be an actual U.S. attorney to sign off on, but we just have the Attorney General's office take care of those things. But largely, I run the office. Nothing has changed in terms of our management structure, and I have the authority of the U.S. Attorney.
For critics who may say this is some backdoor maneuvering to keep you in this post, how would you respond?
This is actually what the law provides. If the way it's supposed to work is the president nominates someone and the Senate holds a confirmation hearing to determine whether that person is ethically and professionally qualified. That advise and consent role was put in place to prevent cronyism, that a president couldn't just put their family members and all that into these powerful positions, and to make sure that the person is qualified to do the work professionally and that they're ethical. That's the oversight that the Senate's supposed to have in this process. But what's happened with this blue slip process is they've given a veto to senators of the opposite party of the president. And that's what happened in Wisconsin. I got vetoed.
The president has urged senators to abandon the blue slip process. Senator Grassley says, nope, we're keeping it. Would you like to see that go away?
I think it should stay in place for judicial appointments, because when you appoint a federal district judge, and there's about to be one in Madison, in the Western District, for judicial appointments, that is lifetime, and you are completely independent. No one controls what you do, except if they appeal you. But with appointments for U.S. Attorney and U.S. Marshal, though you answer to the president, and the president can fire you anytime with no reason at all. They can just not like you.
We're also here today because the federal judges in Milwaukee declined to make you the permanent U.S. Attorney. Why did that happen?
You know, I wasn't in the room when they had their discussions, so I just know what they've said publicly about it. Publicly, they've said they want this to be a president-nominated, Senate-confirmed position. I want that too. I'd love to have my day. I'd love to have a hearing to go in and defend my background, defend my qualifications, and defend the performance I've had for 5 months in the office already. But I'm not going to get that, and I wish the judges had looked at that.
Senator Baldwin has said this appointment is an attempt to skirt the law, and she's criticized this overall process. I'm curious your response to what she has said publicly.
This process is exactly following the law. When the blue slips don't get returned on any candidates, no one's name gets forwarded to the White House for the nomination. The only other route to go is for the Attorney General to appoint an interim, and then the law provides that after 120 days, the judges vote to retain or not retain. And when there's not a retention, there has to be someone running the office.
Is Senator Baldwin's concerns valid that this normal process is not being followed?
The only place the process broke was going all the way back to the Senators' Commission, where they didn't agree on any names to go to the White House. That's where it broke. After that, we have had to follow the other steps available under the law. That's all we can do.
Pam Bondi is now out as Attorney General. Does that threaten your position or what she appointed to you at all?
The United States Attorney General could remove me at any time. And because I'm a completely at-will member of the team, they don't even have to have a reason.
Do you feel any pressure from the president to go in one direction or another, or the administration?
Nothing. We have bi-weekly meetings with someone from the Office of the Deputy Attorney General. All U.S. attorneys nationwide are on it. The pressure we're getting, we want you to go after terrorists. We want you to go after drug traffickers. We want you to go after people who are pulling triggers and harming other people in our communities. The newest initiative is one I'm thrilled about, and that is Acting Attorney General Blanche has announced a huge focus on fraud against public benefits and against the United States and our state governments. I've seen things that are making my head spin in the amount of fraud that goes on.
Here in Wisconsin?
Absolutely.
This is the renewed focus for the office as we sit here today.
I'm all in.
How widespread do you think this is across the state?
I think that virtually every program is going to have some degree of fraud. We're going to go after the big stuff, and there's going to be plenty. There's going to be plenty for the picking.
Brad Schimel, the first Assistant U.S. Attorney in the Eastern District. Thanks so much for your time. We appreciate it.
Thanks, Matt.
Up next, the firing of UW System President Jay Rothman, the Board of Regents now speaking out, and his first TV interview with us. It's all next.